Vezi că aud ceva, ia zi ceva.
Mă auzi?
Da. Vezi că aud ceva, ia zi.
Cum?
Gata, s-a pornit și live stream-ul nostru.
Căștile pe o parte nu merg, numai pe una.
S-a pornit și live-ul nostru. E bine.
Ce faci?
Bine.
Stai.
S-a pornit și live-ul nostru. Am scris cumva ginale în loc de finale în titlu.
Stai să mă uit.
Dar nu spune că m-am uitat eu, dar am scris ginale în loc de finale. Uite-te la titlu.
Da, și? Ginale ai scris, nu finale.
Deci live-ul ăsta o să stăm doar să ne uităm la, într-un fel, la live-ul celor de la Fortnite. Adică o să intrăm pe o hartă în care o să ne uităm într-un fel, da, nu într-un fel, chiar live-ul lor. Gen live-ul lor acolo o să fie tare pentru că deci finale, nu ginale. Finale. Și aici înainte de live punem o de-aia cu roșu. Ia vezi că s-a schimbat titlul. Stai. Gata, s-a schimbat, ia vezi.
Stai să mă uit.
Live View Party FNCS Major 2 Week 3 final. Ia asta e Major 2. Da, Major 2. Hai să intrăm cât mai repede, pentru că dacă se încheie, nu mai putem să facem View Party. Live-ul ăsta este special.
Da, bagă harta. Sau
este...
o bași tu?
Da, acum.
Stai, că să te fac lider, că nu ești.
Da, fă-mă lider.
Gata. Foaci, nasorii acum, că numai pe o parte merge.
Dacă ai căzut ca...
Da.
Ca deșteptus, hai să zic.
Da, ăsta, dar ce trebuie să faci aici?
Doar să ne uităm, că, na, nu știu, nu cred că... Eu nu mai am
și cât ține?
Mai ține o oră, e bine. E bine. E bine.
Dar tu joci la file cu ăla?
Nu. Ținem live-ul ăsta până la 11 și 10 minute. Pe acolo.
Eu credeam că astăzi nu faci.
Păi am văzut că e FNCS-ul și am să facem un view party măcar. Dacă nu facem meciuri și cu astea cu abonații, facem view party. Fără abonații. Nu o să vadă nimeni live-ul ăsta, sunt. Sau tot, acum gen seara, nu o să-l vadă nimeni. Dar o să îl vezi tu, măcar tu și eu. Și nu o să facem vizionări multe, că dacă stai și tu și eu pe live...
E doamna.
Bă, dar trebuia să-l pun pe public, bă. A? Dăm live, dar mergea să-l pui pe public, nu cred, nu? Nu mergea, nu? Nu mergea, nu? Alo? Alo?
Nu.
Lasă, rămânem așa acum.
Mă auzi?
Da. Nu stau acum să schimb nu știu ce, hai să mergem să facem view party. Deci view party începe imediat ce am ajuns. Vină Micle după mine. Micle.
Stai. Acum vin. Hai. Și? Hai, unde?
Aolo, dar tu mă auzi doar într-o cască, nu?
Da, numai într-o parte. În partea
stângă. Cred că cu partea stângă ai căzut, nu?
Cum?
Ai căzut cu partea stângă, nu?
Da.
Păi dacă ai căzut cu aia logic. Haide. Și spar ceva, mufă, chestie. Ia! Ia uitați cum se joacă băieții acolo. Eu n-au nimic acum, dar stai să ajungem acolo.
Să-ți scriu ceva pe chat. Mă, cum se scrie? Fie, lasă scriu așa.
Bă, deci ce nu se întâmplă nimic? Ce e blocat? E blocat sau...
Așa, fel mai friendly. Da?
Este mai blocat ăsta? Stai să mă uit eu pe live-ul la celor de la Fortnite. What?
Stai. Ia! Am ajuns!
Da, what? Deci doar el vă blocați, eu nu văd nimic? Se întâmplă? Ce se întâmplă?
Ce ăsta e live, mă?
Stai mă, că cred că trebuie să ieșim, că nu înțeleg ce se întâmplă.
Asta e live de pe ecranul ăsta.
Da, dar nu văd că nu se mișcă nimic. Tu vezi că se mișcă?
Cum lasă să trec?
Auzi, dar tu vezi că se mișcă ceva pe ecranul ăla?
Da, și eu văd că se mișcă un player care trage acum.
Hai să dăm... Nu, hai să dăm puțin lift, că eu nu văd nimic.
Ai văzut că am scris
Uite,
acolo?
mă, merge și pe publi, vezi?
Da.
Uite și noi cu mai mulți player, că e urât așa. Singur. Hello,
Ai văzut
my...
că am scris acolo?
Hello,
Pe chat?
hello, my friend. Hello. Dar tot ai dat like? Tu?
Eu da, ia să văd. Stai.
Dacă n-ai
Da.
dat... Ah.
Cât
Ai
ai?
dat? Am 8.
Câte ai? Cât?
8.
Dar de unde? Că numai eu și cu ce am intrat, mă.
E, o fi dat cineva de pe conturi ca să nu îmi lase like-urile așa, dar îi mulțumesc că nu contează. Mulțumesc că am like-urile astea, chiar dacă sunt de pe conturi de la cineva sau așa, nu contează.
Ăsta mie.
Mamă,
Ăsta că...
uite
cum să zic?
suntem, bă, dar suntem 2. Tu nu ești pe live, nu?
Auzi, eu mă uit. Acum îți apare negru, cum
și
văd.
cine-
Se încarcă, se încarcă.
Păi și cine a mai intrat?
S-a încărcat acum.
Hai la live-ul celor de la Epic Games, hai. Ui,
Unde
a,
ești,
gata,
mă?
se mișcă acum, se mișcă și la mine, wow. Se mișcă, băieți.
Bă, dar nu știu unde suntem, mă. Bă, gata. Da, unde ești?
Aici,
La ecran?
aici, la ecran. Hai.
Dar de unde ești au arme, mă?
Dar n-au arme ăștia, se joacă ei acolo.
Și numai ne uităm la pe ăla, atât?
Atât, pe ce vrei să faci? Iată, toată lumea se uită. Ia, hai și noi, hai și noi. Hai, toată lumea văd că se uită. Ia, uitați fraților. Avem frații aici. Stați așa să ne uităm și noi cu frații, cu frațiorii, hai. Dacă eu mă pun
Și
aici.
cam cât ține să ne uităm
Mai
acolo?
ține o oră, hai să vedem ce se întâmplă. Yeah. Iar s-a blocat, mă? Ah, gata.
Eu nu știu unde sunt, efectiv.
Unde te-ai dus, mă?
M-am dus unde eu.
Hai, mă, vii! Ei,
Eu sunt la un ecran. Alt ecran decât tine sunt eu.
și tot același lucru vezi? Păi, dar vină, mă, la... Nu, mă, vină la noi să vedem toți același lucru și gen să fim toți împreunați aici. Unde ești, mă?
Acum vin.
A, dat aici.
Mă, acolo știi că poți să-ți iei arme de am dat pe vindiciul ăla, nu știu unde, dar nu.
Him and Lusha started off the day overall, the first 3 games, and in a much better position where they find
Păi,
themselves.
dar nu ne jucăm, facem doar view party, ne uităm doar.
Hasn't been cleaned up just yet, so that's still a side for that Fury to try to take advantage of.
Păi, dar nu ne jucăm, facem doar
Doesn't
view
look like he's
party,
trying to
ne uităm doar.
place. Try ahead and
Doar ne uităm, nu și jucăm.
Și ce explică?
Am uitat, salut. Păi explică cum joacă ei, ce arme au și chestii. Mie îmi place, mi-mi place să mă uit la de-asta, că gen mă calmează. Mamă, ce bun să ăștia, bă! Ma.
Oare putem să, cum să zic, să dăm în același timp start și să picăm cu ei match?
Păi, dar noi nu putem intra la FNCS. Trebuie să avem, să câștigăm 3 FNCS-uri ca să putem intra.
this half here is
Trebuia să intrăm de la început ca să putem intra. Eu mă duc aici cu toți băieții, că vă că sunt toți aici.
choice and it worked out for him. Fury said
cred că ăștia dacă am putea acolo ne-ar bătea în 3 secunde.
And he probably should not have won that, but he does. And puts the
Stai să
effort
caut
in
și eu emote-ul. Să stau jos.
No problem.
Gata, uite-l.
to attack properly. I was
Unde
he
ești?
actually knew how to do it.
Bă, nu e ăsta, bă.
Did he unbind it or something?
Nu,
Nu,
mă.
bă,
Hey,
Stai, bă, că eu n-am... Gata.
so it's an absolute monster, but that's why they've been doing
nu
so
te mai
well.
văd unde ți-ai dus. Efect.
Sometimes you're kind of forced to pivot.
Dacă mă
Sănătate.
pun,
That was
ești
ce?
undeva
do,
sus.
but that's
No,
just
it's
the name of
aici,
the game in
jos.
Fortnite. Whoever's best at thinking on their toes as Artist goes down,
Ai
Firebirds under
văzut?
pressure. Just a sliver of HP is cheating pop. First of two
Ești
legendary
undeva
spots we've seen. He has
sus.
the Havoc
Jos.
as well, so he's
Cum
gonna be able to
jos?
do amount of damage even for a body shot. First thing he's gonna battle though is trying to take control of
Eu
the
cum văd
pieces.
că ești cumva sus.
And as soon as it does, mere seconds
Nu cred că
is
tu
all
ai
it takes for him
nebunit.
to finish off that team.
Hai că te-o capăs stop aici.
Let's take a look back at that one as well. That's Firebird and Arc they take out.
Știi ce, mă duc la teleport.
Nicely done with the
Poate să se dea asta din fața ecranului, că nu văd nimic. Așa.
more effective.
Mamă, câte... Replay, ia.
Almost 50-50 peak.
Ia replay.
Taking the favorable
Se întâmplă aia.
favorable edit, but
Tu poți să stai unde vrei, nu mai stai aici. Undeva.
they definitely are feeling it, Jacob.
Gata, s-a terminat primul meci. Gata, meciul ăsta s-a terminat, cred că.
Change up their plan.
Cine a
Sau?
câștigat?
A, nu s-a terminat, nu s-a terminat. Încă. Acum se campează la coarne. Date din fața mea, bă! Pune-te în spate, nu în fața mea.
Bă, dar mie în urmă. Chiar lău live-ul.
Dar dă-te din... Hai, eu nu mai văd nimica. De micle, pe bune, dacă văd ceva de micle. Micle, du-te în
Dacă
altă
stai în
parte.
spate,
Du-te
du-te.
în altă parte, nu, du-te cu băiatul ăsta sus aici. Și vezi și tu.
Gata.
Gata.
Bă, dar în urmă mi-e rău, cu 20 de secunde
Da,
mi-e în
uite-te,
urmă.
frate, uite-te pe ecran aici, nu te uita pe live, că pe live ești în urmă. Oi, cine credeți că câștigă meciul ăsta dintre Kenny Fână, Mr. Savage și, nu știu, Mr. Savage și Kenny Fână, cine câștigă oare?
Eu zic că ăsta care e acum e pe ecran.
Eu zic că Mr. Savage e mai bun de 2000 de ori decât Kenny. Kenny e mai...
The less chance of actually going to heal off in the end. Kenny just goes deep.
Și Kenny e bun, dar nu e așa slab, dar nu mi se pare mie așa bun el. Ia. Orchiada U013 Ras, nu știu ce.
The cash, defend all the loot. Even though it's not necessarily the loadout which he's trying to defend here, it's all the extra heals as they look to trade shots for Storm Surge.
Yeah. And look, Giras and Shari, they might not be sitting, you know, in the top 10 comfortably right now, but this is a team that, to be able to also qualify for grand finals, they just had to get around top 45, right? And there's only 50 teams. So, as long as they're doing half decent, they will secure a spot in the grand finals, which they will be very, very happy about. A team
Se va
that's been,
câștiga chat meciul, ziceți pe chat.
in the past couple of
Mama,
seasons,
grip, vei!
stage.
That's important
Mama,
because
ăștia se bat
with
în
the
Mega
changing
City, cel mai
week after
popular
week
oraș
after
din
week, they're at least now, as long as
istorie.
they can hold on to 45th or better, they try to take a breath of fresh air, take Surge week off, really set in stone their strategies and how they want to play, and kind of figure out who else is joining their lobby. Grape and Flixay just trying to scavenge together what's left here towards Mega City. It's going to be a big moment because this is the fourth game. I talked about the halfway point. Depending on where you're at in the leaderboard, especially
Te poți
closing
da
out
de
the
aici?
day, you're really going to be forced into positions
Nicle?
you wouldn't necessarily put yourself into.
Nicle, dă-te.
Yeah, just reading this on the screen, right?
Dar ce, nu vezi?
Da, da, frate,
In first
tu
place
mi-ai
on the leaderboards like this.
tu mi-ocupi jumătate de ecran.
That to me is like
Măcar lasă-te
insane.
crouch, dacă vrei.
Just thinking about,
Lasă crouch.
you know,
Așa, gata, acum văd.
in previous seasons in EU.
Stai, și dacă mă dau
Stai, a
aici,
doua
mă vezi?
variantă, Mr. Sevici, credeți că... Da, da, acum văd, poți să stai în picioare.
Four different names. Where you're
Dar
like,
n-ai știu ăsta care stă jos, nu știu. A doua variantă, adică Mr. Sevici.
taking a look at one of them in theory on our screens here, Mustache and
Mă, de ăștia cum au dansul ăsta, ăștia cum stau aici jos?
Lau ei.
once again on the Rift Island.
Nu știu cum mă lau, dar...
That's it, which means they'll get the pole finals for free.
Mr. Sevici, băi, eu zic că Mr. Sevici că e prea bun,
The
gen.
lobby knows
Ăla e prea, nu e
Cam
mai...
câte meciuri dau ei?
Nu știu. Am luat, n-am nimic.
Ăștia sunt cei de la Fortnite.
Da, e solo turneu. Sau e duo, trio, ce e?
But you said it yourself, some of these teams just need 40th. They need 45th. They need that top position for others in order to qualify.
Băi,
For Zestin and
e de solo sau de trio ăsta?
The estimate would be somewhere around where
Cum?
they're at now, right?
E de solo sau de trio chestia asta?
25th place.
E de solo.
Threshold where if they could secure that, it'd be enough to get them to surgery. Not to finals, it'd be enough to get them to surgery.
Bă, dar Mr. Sebic măcar e aici sau?
Julian Com in the past gave us one
Eu
of the
sper că e aici, că până la urmă l-am lăudat.
history back in the squad league. This
Ia, 1v1. Deci nu o să câștige Mr. Sebic, că nu mai e în viață Mr. Sebic. E 1v1, 1v1 cu Misca și nu știu cine.
Bă, dar ce fan se vede de aici.
Mamă, dai.
and then
Dai.
Haide!
Haide!
A big shot onto Malabuka. Really nicely done from this team.
Aici se vede foarte fain unde sunt eu.
Ia mă că
maybe
vin și eu.
Shattered Slabs, if I'm correct, maybe Brutal Bastion, definitely not, wasn't Mega City. Either way, my point goes to show that Malabuka and Thomas, we've seen them in the first two games go for the mythic
Cum vezi,
pump
ce zici?
shotguns. Most recent two
Da,
games,
da.
they decided not to travel over
Nici
to
chiar
any
așa de bine, nu prea.
and you're seeing the difference.
Aici unde sunt eu, vino, că vezi mai bine.
Unde ești?
Alicia just showed is there.
Sar, pe undeva.
Așa.
Și vezi să nu te duci acolo. Acolo e ceva.
Might just stop talking about Malabuka and Thomas.
Tu stai acolo.
But come game 4, that means we have a new friend to join us here. We have SBG on the sidelines with an update on Chicho and Trulex.
What's up, boys? So sometimes we see things that are similar to what we've seen in the past, and
Uite, ăștia
this is
scrie de la
reminiscent
Fortnite.
of what we've seen from Seti and Cammy during the Invitational, sitting way high up there and chilling in Storm to get all their surge damage. So it's cool to see those parallels between different seasons and
Dar
different
de ce nu fac un live care să prezinte nou sezon și ce se adaugă în joc?
Pentru că ei n-au voie să facă chestia asta, trebuie să descoperim noi asta.
My heart was beating fast. I thought, oh my gosh, he's not going to get the medkit off. But SBG letting us know they are safe and
Și
sound.
când mai face la cu Cato sau cum se numește ăla?
Cine, eu?
I think a lot of people were worried about
Da.
the start of the day. They were thinking, hold on a minute, what's going
Vorbim,
Tayson,
nu știu.
wasn't working, he was having
Acum
problems
suntem
there.
la ăsta, lasă.
They are finally playing though, and they've played the past couple games. Last game we saw
Cred că
Dar
mâine.
cum? Au ei spectatori și poate să vadă.
make enough space.
Ei sunt cei care au creat jocul, pot să facă orice, noi
Cost
nu.
them that game.
Să vadă câtă viață. Așa ar trebui și noi să avem să vedem câtă viață au.
They have been playing in.
Nu, asta chiar n-ar trebui să avem noi, pentru că,
Ref
nu
Scar.
știu, e prea, nu o să mai investi, nu știu, dar chiar ar trebui, cum e bine, cum zici. Asta,
Ca să zic că
chestia
dacă
asta, bă, dar
cineva...
chestia asta cu viață era în chapter 1, asta, emblema asta care e acum. Asta noi nu
Dacă e
avem.
fain, e fain pentru că să zic că cineva îi lău HP și te poți duce peste el fără frică.
Cine e la FNCS să intre la mine pe live să vadă cât HP au fiecare.
Rotating on the low ground, you know, realizing what's up. That's the overclock pulse rifles.
Oh man.
Dar oare ei nu-i live pe YouTube?
Punch.
Păi sunt ei. Asta e live-ul de pe YouTube al lor.
Apoi de ce nu intrăm direct pe YouTube?
E, nu, că nu pot să-l fac eu asta. Eu nu pot să fac asta. Dacă vrei, tu poți.
Well, maybe not fighting, but at least Reason and Janice are here. Maybe to try and pick up some spare loot. There is always a bunch of it.
Mă întreb câtă lume îs.
Way towards safety.
Milioane.
There are eyes on them.
Uai, dar și ce repede construiește.
He is, because they were just on top of Rift Island. They could have easily kinetic blade up and over some of these
Trebuie
teams
să
and
zic
found
cât
themselves in
sunt
nice
pe
spot
live-ul lui,
where the
lor.
zone is a little bit slower,
Oh,
especially when it does begin to pull, but they went just
Oh,
above into the
sunt
mess outside of the
2,8
zone.
ca.
And you can see where half of it
Mamă.
hasn't even begun to really present itself. Typically, this is where Mr. Savage and Vidil usually find their luck. But 500 above the damage
Mamă,
threshold,
sunt în
you see,
angle.
they were busy worrying about Storm Surge. So now that we're in 6th zone from here on out,
Se pare că iarăși ești singur pe chat. Ia uitați-l pe Mr. Savage. Hai, prietenul meu. Hai, Mr. Savage. Dă-i, tată, bate-i. Omoară-i, dă-i.
Yeah, I think the time
Dă-le
they're going
bătaie,
for
Mr.
will be
Savage. Hai.
sufficient. Of course, rotating out of that Anvil Square area. That's Mr. Savage's old stomping ground. When he was playing with Eyedrop last season.
Ia-te pe Zangi. Dar cine eu cream că e Zangi, băi. Unde-i Zangi? Eu vreau Zangi, nu Zangi. Cine e Zangi?
He flicks in the receiving end of that.
Băi.
Even with the SMG, thank you all for passing pressure. A lot of the work being done by Zara, though, who does have the AR.
E singur pe chat.
Eu, da. Numai eu, ia să mă uit, o mai scris cineva. Da, o mai scris. Okay.
Part of the zone where you're not taking damage as Rampage has become the focus of so many teams in the lobby. It was started by Zangi and Zara here. Even though if they don't get the elimination, that's still one less team they have to battle through. As Hedra and Dexy are actually going to be the ones trying to take
Mersi de
advantage. They know
abonați.
Rampy's down. And with that res that just came on off, there's no shields on either one of those players. It's a great chance to really take advantage of. But so many players already looking in this direction. Those third parties are so much of a probability. Dexy's going to feel that one firsthand, forcing out his slurp juice.
O intrat încă doi.
Heals for him to work with later on
Hai,
in the
bă,
game.
băiatule. Hai, mister.
Hopefully that's going to be enough. Definitely not.
Suntem
if he's
deja
gonna heal
patru
up,
pe
but
chat.
That's exactly why he had his eyes set on the prize right in front of him.
Hai, chat, toți patru, să dați și voi acolo un like.
As soon as zone begins to move.
Dați și voi un like, chat.
Grappy,
Cei care sunteți pe live și scrieți un comentariu.
on surge.
Ca să fie treaba treabă, să fim și noi aici. Să fim toți, nu să...
And Floki's going to be the one on the receiving end. The knock comes through
Guy
with the
măsă.
ODM attack.
Ce e la Guy?
My oh my, how many times have we seen that one? Clement gets picked up as well. It is Grappy and Flixie's season right now. Look at this. He's like, yep, let me rotate into zone. And let me do my storm surge right now. Why wait? Let's just do it.
Hai, Savage!
You really saw him just sliding down the mountain, fresh builds towards the low ground. Why not, is what he's really thinking. Make it look easy to try to get into the box, but with Seti and
Exact,
Cammy, their
mă,
struggles.
Nicle.
This game, with Seti going down very, very early on, they weren't able to worry about Surge like they typically do at this stage of the
Haideți,
game,
mă,
and that is
frate, să
exactly
uită
why they
ăștia
find
ca la
they're 23
babe
below.
surde.
But they've been in this situation, they're used to that passive style of gameplay. So for them, 23 below
Mă
is
uitam să
too
uită
much to
ăștia ca
worry
la
about,
babe
but it's
surde.
definitely something that is on their mind.
Ce?
Just like that, 181 above. Must have been Seti landing a monster of a shot. Somebody around the corner. So many teams stacked up.
Sunt eu,
Or in just
tu
this
și
one mountaintop.
ăla.
Eu zic că asta câștigă Seti 8.
Presented itself.
No, Mr. Savage. Câștigă. Păi, dar ăștia cum se omoară, frate? E pe aici de aia de bătut? Ce?
Mă, de ăștia se omoară greu. Comparație de un meci normal.
Da. Și eu câte puncte arăta? 150.
Unde scrie? Că nu văd nimic.
Lângă, în drept stânga, la viață, scrie.
Ala. Da, aici e arena? Sau?
Worried at any stage.
E competitiv, gen arena, dar e gen turneu în
Whether
competitiv.
it's a full
Gen.
spread from a havoc or just a red
Să nu
eye
mai
that goes
tryhard,
astray is going to be enough to put
Să
them
nu mai
above
doi aia
Squeezy and
care
Vito.
s-au apucat de 4 ani, 5 ani.
He's going to be
De
there
când te-ai
to
apucat?
up this tower to the sky that
Eu
you're
nu
used
m-am
to seeing,
apucat
but
de
it's
atunci.
definitely the start of what their game plan is.
Ia să vedem. M-am apucat în chapter 2 season... Season 7, da.
Ai prins sezonul cu Thanos?
În ce sezon a fost ăla?
Asta nu știu.
Sezon cu Thanos. Se
Dar prins
Thanos.
Thanosul.
Stai să mă uit din ce sezon e Thanos, măcar. Ca să știu dacă era...
Acum 2 ani era.
Flixian
Cred că eram, frate.
well on their way to zone.
Season
They've
2
paused it for a moment
Thanos.
at the front side as they wait for the zone to catch up. Assa with a big
Foarte
couple of
nice.
shots. And now he has Slovey to support him. Needs to take a second to heal though.
That was Chicho on the other side of that wall. He loses
Bă,
True
Thanos
Lights
e
along the
din-
way.
de acum 4
Setting up
ani,
for
nu
the
2
struggles.
ani.
He's getting pushed down to the low ground. Even having to stagger to the outside of his own.
Apoi n-ai prins.
They doing the same thing.
N-am
Setting
prins
feeling like he has
ăla.
no other choice. Memphis
Eu
is
nu
gonna
am
Dacă m-am
work
uitat
it
eu
out.
pe
Now it's
YouTube,
taking
era
out
foarte fain.
as long as I have
Că
more heals, but
dacă luai mânușa lui Thanos câștiga orice meci, pentru că puteai să zbori, efectiv.
Memphis not really being used for his most effective because a lot of that storm damage did come
Puteai
from
cu
He's only going to get
orice.
55 effective shield and HP to his name.
So risky.
Ce mică e ținta de la pump? Știu.
What I was saying.
Cum?
It was so imperative
Și că ce
that
mică
he
e ținta de la pump.
Zangi and Zara, 'cause they would be the ones to try contest it. Unfortunately for them, they will be successful in that battle. They have high ground right now. So he has fallen. And Forsen's fallen as well.
Hai de Davis, te rog eu nu muri.
A massive pump shot.
Dar tu înțelegi ce zice?
That refresh is gonna
Nu, dar eu mă interesează să câștigi
See
ăștia.
that the splashes, he had more than enough. He's able to make it towards that heal off at the end. Combat and Arthur,
Puntele
they're
aici?
trying to do the same thing, but heal off isn't necessarily going to be their strong suit because a lot of their heals are being forced out right now. Tayson and Thomas, no eliminations to their name. Missing game one, missing Merstash as he gets caught just one box behind. This is for
Oare a murit ăla care că că câștigă?
that come to bite you at the very
Davis
end,
nu
but
cred.
Tayson, one of the best players in the world right now, he
Că
can do
nu
it.
mai
run
văd
out of
aici.
max, but the zone pulls back. It gives
A,
them
bă,
a
dar e
bit
de
more breathing
duo
room, a bit more time
turneu,
to plan,
văd.
a bit more time to think.
E de duo, păi și un titlu, și un thumbnail l-am pus solo.
And they're showing us what they can do with it.
Schimbă.
The kinetic blade there that they'll
Nu
pick
mai
up,
pot,
and
după
it's
live îl
Tayson
schimb.
that they've taken out. And now their end game continues. Pamuringo and Bevies, they're on the front side of the zone. They're just trying to claim space, make sure that they have safety, they have security. But with just wood left in the tank, you've got to think Bevies has either got to bring him back soon or they've got to start fighting for them.
Yeah, they're one of the teams that need a big weekend as well. They missed out on that opportunity
Mă, da.
last week, so now
Vorbesc
it's
ăștia,
all on the line.
zici că
TV
vorbesc.
Amnesia, they have that comfortable position on the high ground.
E
They
ora
have all
10
that
și
mid-range
22
as well.
fani.
So many different variations as Benno is just trying to do enough to contest, dropping him down right into their hands. That could be the recipe for success as well, because if anybody has splashes, it is Benno. He might even be one of the only ones.
This is
Cu
so
cam
big
când
for Venom.
utiliză?
Chop them on height as well.
Pe la
They could
11.
look down on him. They just had to focus on keeping a hold of it. And now he's moving around. He needs to be
11 și
careful though. Just
5
look.
și
He's
7
gonna
minute
trickle
văd.
away very, very fast. Dropping down in between builds that aren't his. Needs to be careful of every single angle.
Cât mai
He's not
ține
over
turneul,
his head.
știți?
Zangi's finally
Stai că mă
fallen.
uit eu.
Gold doesn't have anchor with him, and so he's now lurking in the backside. He has the slurp to play with, and needs to hit a shot like that. You can't afford to miss it.
Dacă ține 3 ore.
To Arthur. Can he play for the finish?
Nu o ține că m-am uitat.
And abandon that one. At least the Siphon's going to come through eventually for gold, and it might come through at the right time as Vortex not having that same possibility. Arthur's going to go down. It's all going to be shields. He's rented, but he makes a play. Back to back. Gold goes down. Vortex trying to stay alive. That's his 6th elimination of the game. So continuing to pull forward. Hasn't closed just yet. And neither has anybody's opportunities. As all this chaos goes through, we're barely getting into the top 4.
Vortex,
As
ce bă,
Vortex has a
Vortex
solo. These are
ăsta?
huge points for him and Jeffco at this stage in the game. He could find 2 more eliminations in the past couple of seconds.
He's trying not to take any more ticks, but he's run out. He has no heals. He needs to connect with some shots. Will anybody present the opportunity in front of him? He's desperately searching. He's given up hope. There's nobody there. Bevies is still alive.
Vezi de mine ceva.
Heal of potential.
Știu.
So it's to Buell way in the zone, looking for something, anything to
Vă
get
cu
1v1,
cam
1v1,
Nisha doing the
1v1.
same exact thing. Both of them with the same amount of heals, 2 chunk splashes. Just to
1v1,
start. And
bă.
he's found the flopper. He's
Cu
found
cine
the
ea?
flopper. The Buell.
O murit ăla care țineam. Tu cu cine țineai? O murit ăla cu cine țineai?
Cred că o muri, da. Eu știu cu 4-7 mână, nu știu cum.
Nu
știu cum scrie acolo.
To stay alive, but it's gonna be done. It's gonna be over. I think so at least. Wait, Storm Sickness. No. For a moment.
Bine! De fapt, e bine, e bine. Bine!
Cine a câștigat?
O câștigat altul, dar nu e. Hai să-l apreciem și pe el. Hai. Hai băi să-l apreciem și pe el. Bine!
Next to me, every single heal that he down was just screaming
Monaco
through
da
left, right,
Rubel.
and center. And you can look at him right now. He was saving that fire pit to the very end. Storm
Eu îl
Sickness
cunosc pe
go
ăsta,
ahead
da.
and ticks in, and he barely survived with 10 HP.
I can't lie, the Buell.
Uite, ăștia sunt ăia care au creat jocul.
Ăștia doi?
Da.
It's so good he saved that, because if not, Storm Sickness would have had him. And it's looking like what we saw last week. Even when a player has most of the heals, it's not over if Storm Sickness is a factor. But fortunately for them, they were able to win the game.
Yeah, and another team coming out on top, even with our few competitors that need a big day, going down early. Pablo, Wingu, and Bevies, though, lasting to the very end. They're one of the teams that need a big day on the day, but where do they land on the leaderboard? We got Zeke and another crew of analysts to break it all down.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much. Very quickly, let me introduce Vivid, who's joining us now. Will be with us for the last set of games here. My gosh, we kind of fall back into the seat of heel-offs that we've kind of been seeing for the last little bit here, last few weeks. But again, as the casters pointed out, there is a method. There is a kind of hierarchy of heals that you need to kind of make sure you're following and abiding by. So it's well executed by the Buell.
Yeah, Zeke, let's break this down, right? Those first 3 games were very, very refreshing in terms of this FNCS as a whole. We've seen so many heal-offs, but those were like going down to just battles, going for refreshes out the end games, and that's primarily because of the removal of the game time augment and then changes to those 8th and 9th and 12th zones. But that game, the reason why it was so different, the reason why a lot of these teams had so many resources towards the end game, there was no 64-player threshold Storm Surge. So many teams were able to just kind of bypass some of those early
De ce nu
zones
apare
very,
ce
very
scrii
easily
tu,
and didn't have to fight during that time.
And that's the thing, is that when you're
Ai
not
scris
having
tu
to be
ceva,
so
nu?
dependent on finding that storm surge damage to worry about those damage thresholds,
Cum
you
nu,
can
că
just
mi apare că ai
prioritize that
scris
positioning
ceva
yet again,
liniuțe,
and then
dar
find
mi
those
se
instances
șterg
like we saw
într-una.
with that Buell taking the time to be
Dacă,
quiet,
cum să zic,
and
cum
make
îți
sure that
apare
he
Zemi?
sorts those heals. And as far as leaderboards are
Paranteză plus,
concerned,
bară
it's
jos
a big
plus.
win to
Da, așa am pus. Așa am pus.
Absolutely. We take a look.
Bravo.
Gripey, Flixay, they decide, you know what, why don't we just go ahead and take over Seti and Cammy's position here. First place will come
Deci tu
our
nu-mi
way.
spune
My, oh my,
mie
that is quite
că
a
Mr.
lead that they
Savage
have
nu e pe
developed.
locul
This
1.
guy's been extremely active in these last couple of games, so it's cool to see like a duo fighting back.
Yeah, 100%. You
Păi
can see right
știi
here
ce,
that
pe ce?
prioritizing that low ground
Stai să
position.
mă uit pe ce loc e ăla care am ținut.
Nu te doare spatele la...
And apply so
Nu te doare spatele la cât ai stat pe scaunul ăla de fier, dar nu stau pe scaun de fier.
in Fortnite when all of that pressure is
A,
coming
pe
in.
skin-ul, a, nu. Stai că mă ridic acum să-mi iau alt scaun, gata.
Every single point of this end game.
And it's the way that they're also choosing to challenge, right? You never see them going one after the other. No, it's always a simultaneous movement, and I think that kind of synergy between these two is what's really helped them just perform so well throughout these moving zone aspects, and they can be super dependent on each other because they just know, I've got you right next to me.
Yeah, 100%. Also, shout out to them, right? Prioritizing that front of the moving zone, being able to create even more opportunities for themselves, but then kind of just holding down
Dar
that
pe
position
mine care
and
stau în
waiting for the
picioare.
storm to actually catch up and then just
Păi
staggering
văd
themselves
că stai în
again.
picioare.
Very minimal amount of resources actually being.
Nu știu cum să mă pun să văd tot.
Yeah, for sure. As we continue to look along, Merstash,
Eu de aici
Jason,
văd,
had a
eu
couple
de
of
aici
key
văd tot.
moments
Yeah.
here in this game.
That's some key moments throughout the day, right? We weren't even sure if they were going to be playing, missing in game number 1, but I mean,
Number
missing in
1,
games, still
number
in the top
2,
10,
number
that's
3,
impressive.
Yeah, and not only that, but it's also the fact that this
Bă,
is a
dar
team
la...
that's basically
Auziți,
solidified
turneul e de
themselves for
solo
grand
2,
finals
3, o
as
să-l
is.
scot.
So
Ziceți-mi
everything
și
else
mie
is
ce
kind of
ați
just a
pășat.
cherry on top, watching them continue to just find that adaptation where we
Mă
don't
pot
care
aici
if there's
în
going to
canal.
be these frequent zone alterations week to week. It just seems as though Merstash and Tayson have more than enough experience and more than enough trust in each other as a duo that even if one is left in a solo situation like what we've seen for every single game just about today, they're still managing to make it work.
Yeah, and I think for me, we're seeing a lot of these duos kind of be proactive, right? Especially in their Storm Surge acquisition, one could say.
Yeah.
But on top of that, how they're looking to set themselves up for success, right? Especially this being the final week, try and make those crucial series point leaderboard points.
Yeah, Storm Surge, of course, being one of the biggest components of Fortnite. And let me tell you, our tour, they did a good job this game of making sure they were set up for Storm Surge.
Yeah, have to appreciate Convic and Artur hanging out over at the Hall
Uite,
of
e de
Whispers.
solo, e
And
de
you can
200 de
see a quick
trio.
example of Artur actually trying to help out alongside Convic, but it was Convic who took the priority here,
Aș
clearing
vrea să
out the map, making sure that they had that high visibility so that they continue to find those storm surge damage tags throughout. But it was Combeck, I think, who took the main priority aspect of actually looking for the damage. Meanwhile, Artur, all he has is ODM gear and a plethora of heals.
Yeah, 100%. Using that mobility to actually go ahead and gather more heals so that way they can sit up here in this base and just...
Bun, și noi nu ne jucăm. Noi doar stăm și ne uităm la ăsta timp de cât stă turneul. Facem live cu view party din alea, ne uităm la...
You know, he picks back up the weapons that he actually needs for this
Dacă vrei să vii și tu aici.
and the building underneath them.
That's wild. It's like a drive-by heal. You know, you got one duo mate just like sending shots out. One guy's like, I'll be right back. Here we go. This is going to be helpful for later. You love to see it. Man, we only have a couple more games here left to go. Vivid, you've kind of had time in the back. You've been formulating. You've been spotting. What should we expect going in the last two games? Because remember, this is the last chance. Two more games. It's either Grands, Surge Week, or it's done.
So my answer is going to change after watching that game. If you asked me this after the first three games, I was going to listen. Duos need to find refreshes throughout those moving zones, right? Because those zone changes that actually came in this week put a lot more pressure on their resources. But because of that game right there, that lack of that 64 player threshold, which is so huge when it comes to Storm Surge, I think that we're going to see more of those, like, you know, passive early games.
Okay, all right. I like it. Let's see if that comes to fruition, because game 5 to make something happen right here, right now. If you're not going to Surge,
Eu mă uit aici.
on my words, I'm scared. You know,
Stai
let's
pe
go to game.
spate.
We'll catch you in a minute. Game 5, right now.
Game 5 is on the way. The penultimate game. One of the last chances these players are going to get to secure spots in Surge Week or the Grand Finals. There's so much action today from all different teams. I think the leaderboard is all over the place, Jacob. We're going to hop right in.
Yep, hopping right in because the battle bus is
Ia
ready.
s-au aruncat ăștia, s-au aruncat, ia.
Pushing closer and closer to the brink for some
Mamă,
of these
sunt
teams
proști
that
ăștia pe
need
hartă, ia
that
uite-te.
pop-off moment to secure their spot in the Grand, secure
Ia
their spot
uite-te
in
cum
Surge
sunt
Week,
proști ăștia pe
or
hartă,
else
bă.
they'll be waiting
Vezi?
on the sidelines along with us. And if you guys are just
Tu vezi
tuning
cum
in,
s-au... Bă, ăștia deja se bat.
first 4 games
Nici
of the
bine
day.
la
We've
început,
seen
se deja se
fantastic
bat.
plays left, right, and center. And I'm glad for you guys
Și
to
în
join us
meciuri
for
normale
round
abia
2
ce poți
of
să
the
te
day as
baci,
Misha
bă.
and Teeny, one of those teams that we have our eye on throughout the day, just not able to really get the shots to get the knock, but at least they're getting themselves an early start when it comes to Storm Surge.
Pedro then come off spawn against
Homma,
Assar.
homma,
Slow
da
there.
dam tum tam,
He has anything to really contest them. But wait,
dam tum tam.
does have that shotgun in hand. And he does hit the shots.
Wow.
To win the fight.
Homma, homma,
Comes in and wins
da
the
dam
1v2.
tum tam.
Let's take a look at that again. Had the shotgun in hand. One pump there.
Da dam tum tam.
And then closes it out.
Homma, homma, da dam tum tam.
How do I help? What do I do?
Eu stau aici și doar mă uit.
I got it. Don't even worry. Izix, Dundee, same thing.
Și eu deja mă enervesc că nu înțeleg de aici ce
Over
să
here.
fac.
We talked about like Slappy Shores and the scarcity when it comes to finding either Kinetic Blade or ODM. This side of the map has its same issues. You can kind of add in the fact that there's not much metal that can be found here either. Towards Mega City. Not too many people can test them over on that side. For Chow and Heffy end up in exchange here. Looks like it could be a
Mă, dacă
2-1
cauți pe
opportunity.
YouTube View Party, mă găsiți pe mine al... nu știu câtele. Al treilea.
Eu aici mă bat, să știi.
Cu cine?
Cu ăștia că știi că aici poți să și să te bați. Că este ceva de aici să te bați. Special.
This is kind of like the name of the game, like very, very early on. With it being our 5th game, a lot of these teams are realizing the risk, what's really at stake of taking a fight too early on in the game, before you have math, before you have resources, before you're set up to take a possibly even prolonged exchange.
Saying coming on screens here. With a chance to win again. I think they won 2 out of the 3 rounds of these qualifiers. And for a team that I've had my doubts about over the past couple of months, sort of during 2023 as a whole, it's good to see them finally start to get some momentum. Seti tweeted out that he was going to be announcing a new ball soon. Get your predictions into which one it's going to be. Things are certainly on the up for them, and if they can win again here today, that would be perfect momentum for them going into the grand final.
See how a lot of Anderlecht and Diak versus Zara and Zangi does begin in this game. A great shot from Anderlecht, keeping the head down. This is not going to be enough. If Diak just goes in, loses a huge 1v1 against Zangi, which puts Anderlecht on the back foot. A couple of those first shots coming in from Zara, just trying to give him no options really to work with as Zangi closed the distance. First with the ODM, and there goes the second shot. I do like what Anderlecht did try to do, though. You can fight back while it's a 1v1 instead of wasting all that time playing defensively and letting it become a true 2v1.
We have here goals in the midst of the fights. Oh wow. Okay, hitting hard. That's Synod and Irizumi that get cut out.
But it's no worries for Synod and Irizumi. We talked about them being one of the few teams here that's made every single weekly finals, which means they got their position secured when it comes to the major.
Exact, ce mai vrei de la viață? Avem film, românii au talent aici în față. Cei mai buni comentatori aici, Ionuț Micle. Ce mai vrei de la viață? Adevărat. Ce mai vrei?
Very, very bad position. He was back up against the wall. Life getting taken away step by step, being forced down to the ultimate low ground, and this is where his show comes to an end. It's only a matter of time when you end up in a 2v1 against very, very hungry players like this.
See, so antagonizing there as well. Making sure that they really feel that one as they get sent back to the lobby.
Oare cât mai ține?
Asta nu știu. Tu te uiți omopat aici.
Oare cum aflu cât mai ține asta?
Savage, oh wow, Savage going down to his roots here with this outfit. I feel like I'm watching.
Dacă vrei și tu, vino aici.
Dacă vrei și tu să te bați. Again, a team who everybody thought was going to give them some problems. Nazareth is running away. He does not want to fight right now with such low HP. Savage very, very eager to take him out. Final shot connecting there to knock him down.
His teammate just got to the other side of that mountain. I got to imagine Vadil called this one out, or at least the direction it went into. Mr. Savage showing what he really thinks about
Mr. Savage cu scul trupă rupă, față! Ma bă! Janis,
They need Janice and Reason. Need a 10th place finish to assure themselves a spot in the grand final. You see them at 88 points. Right now, the 10th place threshold is at 125 points. So it's very, very important that Janice and Reason perform above and beyond the standard of games that they've been playing so far. And luckily for them, though, over towards this first zone, they did get it pulled a little bit in their direction, towards the outskirts of Slappy Shores, but it's going to continue to converge closer in.
Nu, mă, cât mai ține că... Eu sunt interesat cât mai ține ca să știu cât mai ținem live-ul ăsta. Loading. Acceptul. Show more. Zăbă așa.
Cred că numai meciul ăla mai ține atâta.
Nu cred.
Eu sunt pe locul 2 aici, fără să fie.
Tyson and Mustache will have to go somewhere else if they want some mythic slurps. course, the good thing is, right, they won't be too upset just because it's like, there are some teams where if you lose out on your cash, it's like a wraps for you, right?
Yeah.
If you're Queasy and you don't get your cash, you have like not much metal, right, to really work with. They really rely on that a lot of the time, especially their timing. There's a couple other spots like that on the map. Fortunately, Slappy Shores has like the best metal on the map, so Tayson will still be maxed out. Misha though, will fight for it. Get Shawa. Careful.
Da, eu zic că mai ține doar asta.
După dacă vrei, vin și aici câteva crezi să te bați.
That's the second team they've wiped off here in game number 5 so far. They continue to ramp up their aggression. Thing can be said about Thomas and Malabuka. Trying to push everybody off of their racetrack, kind of claim it as their own, including Mr. Savage, who only gets knocked down. You can imagine, you can even guess that that lonely player over towards the racetrack might be Vidil, and he might be trying to think about, how do I get Mr. Savage back into this game? How long do I wait? Is it worth it? So many questions.
That's the thing though, right? Those are two of the strongest teams in the lobby, and they both end up sharing a cash with each other. That is so tough, right? If you get a cash, you're happy, you're like, oh yes, we get to go get our cash, let's get the loot. And it's like, yep, now you gotta fight Malabuka and Thomas. It's like, oh, come on, give us a break. Like, give us anybody else in the lobby to share a cash with, not them, please.
You roll the dice and it doesn't hit the numbers that you're looking for. Deal. Praying Malabuka just doesn't turn around. You can see what he has in his hand. Going for the shot's worth it. Decides again, says Thomas is there on the other side. He has to be very careful when he actually chooses to sprint and give up any of this audio, because at a moment's notice, could be caught up by Thomas. It even looks like they're still trying to capture and take control of that whole weapons cache, as Vidil's just trying to sneak the card at the very minimum. While other people are looking for loot, he's just looking for Mr. Savage.
He's gonna run in. He knows it's just a 1v1. He can actually just get the loot as well, maybe even get out.
Daring play. A daring play. Will it work out for them? Only time will tell. But Thomas and Malabuka have something different on their mind. As Malabuka, he actually takes a huge shot. This is a great chance for Vidil to try to fight back. But the numbers game is just too much from a team this big.
I thought he was going to try and take the 1v1 as Thomas was distracted taking the cash, but Malabuka quickly caught up. That's very unfortunate for that duo. Again, it's a roll of the dice, right? Which team you end up fighting for your cash, and sometimes you get put against one of the better teams. Hellfire Red Squad only need to place top 41 today to assure themselves a spot in the grand finals. So they are well on their way to making sure that happens. An impressive win earlier today, but they haven't had the same win conditions since then, right? They've not had the pulse rifles and the mythic shotgun. So there's been no win for them. They can get those circumstances again, maybe in the next game. Maybe we can see them top those standings. Floki and Clement.
Well, Floki and Clement could be one of the teams that need a big moment on the day, and they only have 2 games left to do it. I'm going to throw it over to SPG so we can give an update of how their game is looking.
I know you guys got a lot, so let me break it down for you. Floki and Clement are pretty much trying to qualify in a single week. After failing to reach the finals the past 2 weeks, they need to make it happen here this week. They need 27th or better to qualify to Surge Week next week, and right now they're looking good. They both have a ton in their loadouts and have ODM gears for those rotates.
And that's 27th. Just to make Surge, not even a chance to also qualify for the grand finals. They really have to start to make sure that these final 2 games close out well, and like SPG highlighted, the setup is definitely there for them when it comes to what they have available. But we have seen them in previous games where things look good for them, bam, Rappi and Flixie ODMing into your box, taken out of the game, don't really get a chance to get many points. This time round though, with the way Rappi and Flixie are looking, they might not be their biggest worry. Rappi and Flixie need to just focus on staying alive themselves, but again, they have to be alert the whole game, Floki and Clement, if they have a chance to hold on to their position.
have to go against Malibu and Thomas, who are trying to be the gatekeepers on the other side, forcing them around, forcing them to spend much more time than they'd hope in the zone. And if it's not Malibuca and if it's not Thomas, it's Trulex and Chicho on the other side. Even if they make it past them, they have to go through Titan after Titan after Titan in order to find any bit of safety here in this position. So that can mean with Grippy and Flixie possibly going down. First place could be up for grabs, and that is about a 28-point lead for Gripe and Flixie.
Thomas and Malibu, anytime they're around these kind of teams, I always just fear for the teams from nearby. Vino and Queasy not as aggressive in the mid-game as some of their other top counterparts. And they've been a bit quiet today at times. Certainly making their
Păi adică aștept până se termină, adică tu acum aștept să se termine live-ul sau cum?
Cum?
I believe they're in the top 3 like every week, right?
I do believe so.
Yeah, so hopefully
Și acum ce
keep
aștept?
the streak going.
Eu sunt viu, dar tu ai să aștept să se termine live-ul.
Especially where we saw Gripe and Flixie at moments ago.
A?
Held outside of the zone. That's the team in first place, and this could be the game and the time to make up for it. 130 points for Tayson and Murstache. Before this game started, they were sitting in that top 7th, in 7th place overall, but so many teams closing in on the distance. This could be an opportunity for them to try to find more eliminations. They're one of the first teams here, trying to be sneaky at the edge of zone.
Don't view.
Stuck at the small little building with the jump pad trying to block off while it's ready. There's going to be no escape plan if you don't have any good rotation.
Spam cu Mr. Savage pe chat.
Cred că suntem unde și după.
Close by where a lot of the players are already being storm held out. With 30 seconds left, this zone closes. Everybody's beginning to kind of make their rotation in towards this game. Refscar finally going down. Hellfire by himself.
Sau nu? Spam cu Hellfire sau Alex. Hellfire sau Alex, chat. Hai să vedem. Spam cu Hellfire sau Alex, una din ele.
Cam tână runda.
Hellfire sau Alex. Ori unul dintre ei. Sau nu. Sau nu spamați, nu spamați.
Again, most of the teams now at this stage in the season aren't as worried about
That's
storm sickness. We know it can
Alex nu este cu...
Right now, it's just stay alive in the game, and Hellfire might give them the opening to do so, and do so swiftly. Just blocking himself quickly there.
Hai să vedem, Alex sau Hellfire. Alex sau Hellfire, chat. Alex.
Now is that there are players in the zone, Jacob, who are looking at this direction. We know these guys
Vedem
are
acum.
rotated.
Să zic pe cine că știu că sunt aici.
Ia ziceți, acus așa sau cine?
I-am pus acolo
Acus așa sau Mr. Savage?
With zone pushing in, trying to hope and praying that everybody at this stage of the game is forced to rotate as well. They did more than enough when it comes towards that storm surge damage. So they only have to really focus on the rotation. What other teams might not be able to say the same thing. One of them is going to be Vortex Yakko here. Not only fighting for the position and an opportunity to rotate to the zone, but for storm surge.
Spune nu. Spuneți hai. Stai să vă cum îl cheamă pe ăsta. Hai Japco. J-A-P-K-O. Hai Japco. Hai Japco. Hai Japco.
Positioning, this will give them the line of sight, this will give them the vision to get some tags, deal some damage. The problem is though,
Spuneți hai Japco. Pe chat. Hai Japco.
Yakko trying to take advantage of nobody really peeking and
Hai Japco. Hai Japco. Hai Japco. A murit Japco, băieți.
Acum hai.
doing everything that he can, found some separation, a breath of fresh air, even a moment to stay above the
Da, hai că a murit, ce hai, că nu mai ziceți, hai că a murit.
for him and his team has been done.
But they've done damage to
Chris, hi,
themselves.
Vortex.
You saw right there, Floki goes down, they both trade a player on each side. And I can't believe I'm saying this.
Hi,
Floki,
Vortex.
they might just be an
Măcar
ODM
tu să
magnet. We
câștigi
saw last
Vortex.
game. We see it again here as well, where a team spots them, a team desperately needs to deal damage to Storm Surge, and the team they decide to
Vortex.
Clement. These guys cannot catch a break.
Vortex.
One of those moments where it's like, why
Vortex.
us every single time? And I know SPG kind of broke it down, but they're one of the teams needing a top 25 finish on the day. As we were talking about, they're currently sitting in 12th place, so they're inside of that bubble. But with him going down here in Game 5, it's more than enough time for things to slip out of control.
City can be positioned in that zone, in a spot where they can hold some of the players who need to make their way on in. We saw them get split apart last game. City had to play solo. Substantial amount of time, and now a chance to make amends for that. Vino and Queasy. I said I wanted to see them ramp things up in the last couple of games as they make a push into the top 3. There certainly is a chance for them to do that. Vino unfortunately has to pop his slurp, and so that will mean they are running low on sort of the heals. Oh dear, Thomas is right above him. I believe Manabuka fell a couple moments ago, so that is a solo player in Thomas. And hey, maybe they realize that and decide they want to try and catch him out before they make their rotation to zone. Vino certainly does hear him above.
Looks like that's what they have on their mind. With zone pulling far. This is one of those newer zones that we're talking about. Typically with 75 meters, it jumped to 150, double the distance. And if you got the farthest end of the zone, like Thomas and Queasy and Vino and all these teams over on this side, that's a 200-meter journey that you have to close the distance on. And for Thomas, there's so many sharks in the water waiting to bite.
Yeah, Thomas definitely have a tough task. I think the best timing for him to Katana will be when everybody else starts doing it, right? He hears, you know, Queasy go, now he's going to almost mirror their Katana and try to follow their path. If you guys go down, I go down, right? We all in this together. Flixie and Grapino moving their way towards the zone. That ODM gear is so efficient in doing so, but as the zone starts to close, it's going to get more and more difficult for Flixie to make plays with it.
Oh, wow, as you say that, that might have been the sign that they were looking for. Difficult, not us, as they found Ronity. He's going to go down.
Ăsta oare din celălalt sezon, că acum vine sezon 3, mai poți ia oare 300?
N-ai cum să faci level... sezon 3, da, de 300 sezon 3.
La ce level trebuie să am?
Un maxim 100. Ca să poți să iei tot.
And that is not the first time they've done that. We saw them do that countless times last season when they won their FNCS championship. And now doing it here again.
Ca să iei maxi trebuie 60 maxim.
They'll get some of the loot from that as well. The Matsu capped them off.
60 level.
555.
Sau 100, 100 e mai bine că primești itemele alea.
La 200 cât primești?
Level 200 tot atâta.
La level 500?
La fel. Nu există gen, Battle Pass-ul nu dă pe levele. Battle Pass-ul dă la level 100 doar 300, atâta, doar la level 100.
Da.
Dă o dată la level 20, o dată la level 48 și, nu, o dată la level 20, o dată la 50 și o dată la 100, mi se pare. 20, o dată la 50 și o dată la 100, mi se pare. Mamă, da. Mamă, dar ce gălăgie, ce gălăgioși sunt ăștia, bă. Mamă, dar ce gălăgie, ce gălăgioși sunt ăștia, bă. Mamă, dar ce gălăgie. Clasa 4 nu mai faceți gălăgie. Ăștia de la Fortnite sunt clasa 4 să nu mai facă gălăgie, spuneți-le așa. Ăștia de la Fortnite sunt clasa 4 să nu mai facă gălăgie, spuneți-le așa.
Can he continue this momentum?
Yeah, just making sure to get to the front of the zone before using those heels. And then now he'll patiently wait for things to catch up before moving once again. Teeny on the other side of things. He's looking in the back of the zone for anybody that will give him a chance. He's on a roll right now, 7 limbs. We know he's hitting the shots, but he needs somebody to allow him to do it again. Oh dear, that augment almost catches him out. Gliding in the sky like that is so dangerous when the zone's so small. But he barely stays alive, but the pulse rifles from above, he needs to get out of the way. When pulse rifles are looking at you, it's never a good look. Janice now running into the zone because Reason's down.
This is it. 108 points. He has the heals, but a fight right in front of him. He might need that refresh for the Siphon to try to stay alive. Arthur on the other side. Janice is going to find it, but his splash is going to be used. But he gets framed to the slurp juice for his efforts. But the timing here has to be perfect. Is he going to get the chance? Only one more tick, and he survives with 5 HP. But I might have cursed him because Mustache finishes the job.
Tayson and Mustache were waiting in the wings for him to get back inside. Seti and Cammy, they're now ramping up towards height. It's Firebro.
Good Sakolonka.
They're the ones with the pulse rifles. They're the ones causing all the havoc. But they're the ones with no builds now. They desperately need to find a refresh. They might decide to just take out anybody who goes for height. Teeny is the one that gives it to them. Mustache and Tayson now down on low ground. We saw them here before. The reason they went down, they didn't make enough space. Can they now re-amend, readjust, and win this game?
They found some impactful eliminations, but not enough heals or materials to keep themselves going. Same can be said for Seti. He only has 6 builds to his name, but when it comes to the heals, they have splashes, they have the med miss, and they're using them for both of them to try to keep themselves alive as a duo to the very end. Even picking shots at players flying through the sky, trying to get to their heals that they left to the backside of zone. And this is Seti's Cammy to strike. They're trying to take the high ground. This could be a moment that defines their game.
This is such an interesting play from Seti and Cammy. Rarely do we see teams go into the back of the zone to chop. We usually see teams do it from the front side. And so now it's Seti healing in the zone and not enough HP to finally survive those ticks. It's Tayson and Mustache still alive. The low ground warriors, the low ground kings in this lobby, clearing out everybody that falls to their layer. And now a chance to heal off, win things out. Tayson though wants to win this fight, doesn't have enough HP, will fall. Mustache though knows he has to get the business done. He's up against Firebro, and it's only a matter of seconds that will go between them two. Firebro has no heals, Mustache has it all. You've got to think it's gonna be that. Firebro looking to try use the pulse rifle to get in, but it's not gonna be enough. Mustache and Tayson finally pick up the game.
Who would have ever thought before this, the day started, Tayson's wandering around my PC, my technical issues, what's going wrong? Miss game number 1. Now for them, what is going right? Absolutely everything. One game miss, and it doesn't even look like it in terms of the leaderboard.
This has been a reminder of why they are the FNCS champions. They are the ones that hold that pickaxe. They have just been dominating on low ground. Look at Mustache here. Some of the shots he's hitting, unreal. It's a reason why many people believe he is the best fragger in these moments, especially when it comes to low ground and mid ground layers. A brilliant game from that team, and low ground has been just such a recipe for success for them in these games today. We talked about how one of the previous games they tried to play it. Tayson went down. This time though, no. Clean, simple, and they win the game.
Bradley and Flixay going into this game at a
100% finalul pentru că deja e de 3 ore.
just shy of that placement threshold. Opens the door for a team like Tayson and Mustache. Did they do enough to take that top spot? Well, see, let me know.
Cum?
Ai început de-abia la 10, cum 3 ore.
Păi asta e de mai mult timp. Noi am început live-ul mai târziu. Asta a început de mai mult timp.
They've set the tone going into game number 6, which is stress.
I love Fortnite because there is so much going on in these end games on each and every layer of those moving zones. Tayson and Mustache on the lower ground, claiming that front side of every single moving zone, claiming so much space and builds to make sure they have the edits to find the refreshes necessary to keep their game going.
But Mustache, in particular, notorious, I think, for being a low ground connoisseur, and he's basically on his home turf. Layers. It just doesn't seem as though anyone is actually able to effectively challenge him. And
Bă, nu-i deja de 3 ore, ar trebui să termine.
With the 1v1 challenge, he recognizes the
Într-un
fact
minut
that,
ar
hey,
trebui să se
why not
termine,
just
că gen
collect
e de
for,
3
why not
ore.
just
Da, deja e de
guarantee
3
our
ore.
success?
Yeah, 100%. The duo cohesion right there as well. I saw Merstash, Tayson both looking back. They're always looking back towards the storm to find some eliminations. But as soon as the elimination is found, Tayson has the intuition to just immediately tarp ahead and let Merstash find those resources that they need. He gets the loot, then he catches up to Tayson, who's already claiming all of that space.
Gata.
Wild. Now, friends,
Terminat.
let's do this.
Correct.
Let's take a look at our standings. Remember, one game left to go here in EU. Currently at the top, no surprise, Seti and Cammy. And a point I'd like to kind of throw out as we kind of set ourselves up for this final game. This top 10, many of these guys are already in grand finals.
Yeah.
So they're looking
Mai
to
puțin.
gatekeep those who are desperately trying to either make that grand finals or even trying to jump into
N-are cum
Surge
să mai
Week.
dureze.
This top 10 is
Se
saying,
închide
hold
acum
on,
direct.
you're going to work for it. You're going to earn yourself
Că
that
ține
spot
mai
if
mult
you
de 3
hope to
ore,
make
nu
it that
ține.
far. Let's look now. Merstash and Tayson after the game, they're going to jump up those 6 places, right? This is so good for them. Now they're already in grand finals, but again, now the game changes. Now we look to gatekeep everybody else.
Yeah, but you know who's missing from this top 10, and we're heading into our last match of the day, but it's Giannis and Reason, and they are a duo that needs a top 10 performance here today if they want to auto-qual to grand finals. Granted, they still have an opportunity to try and take their chances with Surge Week, but by the looks of things, Vivid, there's going to be a ton of heavy hitters in Surge Week,
Mamă,
and
ce...
so finding that opportunity to go straight to grands is really where it matters
Teni a
most.
Yeah, 100%.
câștigat.
As you can see right here, Janice
Mr. Mamă, Mr. Sevic n-a câștigat, bă, ești nebun. Mr. Sevic era bun, rău.
They're going to have a
Yeah.
huge game number 6 to make sure we find them in the grand finals, at least guaranteed. Like we mentioned, still have that surge
Eu să nu este să-i vadă.
but I mean, the low ground has kind of been the name of the game for them so far. And the fact that Janice is already a solo at this point in the game is a little worrying. Or is it, right? Look at the solo impact that he can have. Absolutely incredible stuff.
But we see him trying to utilize the med miss and find that
Doar
last
să terminat.
opportunity. Yeah, it would have
Ba,
been
cât
awesome
mai e?
if Merstash and Tayson hadn't been able to intervene. But on that same note,
Poți să
we
dai
are
tu
seeing,
link
I think, a lot of
să
these
vezi?
duos and solos, whenever they're in those solo circumstances,
Hai că
they're
da.
more willing to
Dă-le și
utilize
uite-te
a
la
lot of these
competiții,
skills, a
cât
lot of
mai
their
e, că m-am
healing resources
plictisit
while they're
deja.
making these rotations through 7th and
Unde
8th
să
because
mă
they
uit?
know they have so much ground to cover that
Da.
gives them a lot more vulnerability in terms of being able to eat damage in the
Cum îmi
process. So
parla
by
de
utilizing those slurp uses early on, they might not have them for the last few zones, but they'll definitely be a little bit safer.
We're making it there.
Yeah.
They're making it. Speaking of another duo who is making it, 15th, Refscar, Hellfire. We talked to Refscar at the very beginning of the show, and we know they
Good.
have to perform well if they want to keep the FNCS
La
dream
competitive.
alive. Right now, it's looking good, but as we see, they've dropped down the 5 placements, right? So the job is still not done. This game, they have to
Cât
come in
mai e?
clutch.
Yeah, I think they're chilling. I think their series points are already
Ah, mă,
pretty
frate,
locked
e
down.
lângă
Go ahead and
Battle
see the grand
Pass.
finals.
Something pretty crazy would have to happen with the entirety of the lobby for them to get shoved all the way down below that 40th position threshold. But
Compete.
either way, you don't want to count your eggs before they've hatched, right? And as far as Rushgar and Hellfire are concerned, I think it's just a matter of enforcing the consistency that they are able to perform regardless of circumstances.
What about Pablo Lingo?
Cât mai e?
These guys, this could be it.
Una
Yeah, another team that was
Una
looking
ce?
at some of those thresholds, right? Needed to make sure that they found themselves
Huh?
within the top 90 for Surge Week.
Țipă în
Not sure
microfon
about
și
that
zi mai
100%
repede.
prediction. I do know they needed to come into finals today and perform. And I
Aici
think
și-
18
aici mi
seems pretty
pare-
good if I remember correctly.
Am
But again,
acolo.
you never want to count your eggs too soon.
I'm telling you, Fortnite has a fun way of just changing things up.
Ba, da, e, nu știi tu să apeși, că dacă dai la competiție apare Fortnite FNCS Week, nu știu cât. Week 3, Major 2.
Find that calm
Stai că
to
ies
make
eu,
sure we
ies
do
eu,
what we
dacă
need
se
to do to
termină
find
e.
ourselves where we need to be.
Ies eu să văd. Să văd cât mai e, că tu nu știi nimic să te uiți. Habar nu ai. Dacă ar fi cineva în pericol și n-ar putea să dea live, nu s-ar baza pe tine niciodată. O să văd eu. Yeah. Mai ține... Deci, stai. Oho, 12 minute. Mai ține 12 minute. Ok, aici se închide și live-ul nostru că la 12 minute nu mai se rezistă, mai ales că toată lumea e la culcare la ou acum. Eu am făcut așa un live mai scurt. Sper că v-a plăcut. Dacă mai vreți view party, dați voi like la acest live. Dacă facem 15 like-uri la acest live, poate mai facem, nu știu. Eu am stănut ce mai tare, ne auzit data viitoare. Pa, mică, vezi că închid.
Am aflat încă 10 minute, da.
Vezi că închid. Pa.
Bine.
Pa, chat, pa, mică, pa. Seara faină, pa.